So Saturday night main event happened, or I should say what everyone else is basically kind of saying because I'm kind of late to the party, but better late than never. Saturday night main event was just nothing but commercials, literally 11 commercial breaks, and I believe they played literally two commercial breaks right before the Cena R-Truth match. So yeah, Saturday night main event happened. It was presented by Dupes Wipes. Let's just say the show was definitely in need of wipes because there's definitely a lot of dupes, that's for sure. Um, yeah, this show was definitely, man, it was commercial heavy. Okay, commercial heavy, and didn't help that it had so many commercials involving the dupe wipes because it's like WWE reminding you, hey, we gotta wipe up this dupey fucking garbage of a show. I didn't hate the show entirely, right? I don't think it was a worse show I've seen. But to be fair, the show was not that great at the same time. And also just, I didn't, it just felt like, man, like I didn't leave much room to air to breathe. I like how they opened the show. I did like how they opened the show with the intros and stuff. But then, my God, the commercial was just ridiculous. Each match having more than one commercial. Even one match had more than one commercial. It was ridiculous. Show started with Seth Rollins and Bron Breakker. They defeated CM Punk and Sami Zayn. I didn't like that again, I don't like that Bron Breakker's like a lackey. He should be presented as a badass. I don't like that they entered together, but whatever. So Seth Rollins and Bron Breakker, they defeated CM Punk. Yeah, this happened. CM Punk and Sami Zayn with the help of the returning Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed put CM Punk through the barricade, which allowed Seth Rollins to take advantage and pin Sami Zayn along with Bron Breakker. After the match, CM Punk tries to get in the ring, but then a tsunami by Bronson Reed. Here's the problem. Oh yeah, so like there's ascension between Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed, but they eventually made amends and whatever. So yeah, so officially this new faction with Rollins and Heyman is now a 3-man faction with Heyman, becoming like a new Shield type of thing. My problem with this, how does this make any sense whatsoever? We literally see Bronson Reed was trying to kill Seth Rollins. Now he all of a sudden is like a partner. Like, I understand this has happened throughout time in wrestling where people, they supposedly hate each other, but yet they end up like teaming up with each other. But it's just like, how would this make any sense? Especially when, like, why would, like, they gotta really have a good explanation for why Bronson Reed is joining Seth Rollins. Because, like, really, literally see Bronson Reed, he, like, destroyed Rollins with, like, 8 tsunamis and whatever. And now we're supposed to believe that Rollins, like, is okay with him now? Like, what the fuck are we doing? I don't know anymore. Second match, Zelina Vega defeated Chelsea Green to retain the Women's United States title. This match apparently happened because people were complaining how there was no women's matches announced, so they literally did this match, and I feel like because this match was added, it kind of ruined the flow for each of the matches. And this match was botchy as all hell, and no reaction for Zelina Vega. Before the match, Chelsea Green, she like sounded like she was kind of like very she lost her voice or whatever, but she says like how America is gonna get a little bit green or whatever. She's gonna become once again the women's champion. That how was a fluke of her losing in first place. But so Zelina Vega defeats Chelsea Green. This match was a botch-filled mess, and as you see, Chelsea Green has her nose broken. Unfortunately, her nose literally got broken because of the negligence of Zelina Vega of the botchy Swiss 619. I understand mistakes happen, but it's like Zelina Vega, rather than, she's like a professional, right? She did this for how many goddamn years? She botched the 619, and yet because she knows she didn't hit it, she still hit Chelsea Green negligently on the nose. It's like, what are we doing? And the funny thing is, like, because so I was busy the entire weekend, right? I have people over, so that's why also I'm doing this review in this kind of fashion. We have a new TV, and we were playing around with the TV remote, and the TV freaking turned off during this match. And it's like we missed nothing, and who really cared? Because this match was pathetic. They announced Worlds Collide, and like who the hell cares? John Cena defeated R-Truth. So before this match, there was like 2 commercial breaks, right to the commercial. Before this match. So, what a joke that is, huh? But anyway, Cena, he defeated R-Truth. The fact that John Cena can't beat R-Truth without hitting a low blow is just kind of dumb. But anyways, John Cena, he came out with his, heel entrance. But then R-Truth, he came out as Ron Cena. So basically, he was trying to, dress as Cena, trying to bring back the old Cena. They did show that Cena... So Cena was kind of weak to R-Truth or whatever. I mean, he wasn't totally weak. He did attack R-Truth after, his entrance. But then R-Truth eventually did Cena's comeback. And even the FU, which is like, really? How does that make any sense for this John Cena to, suffer like that? But then eventually John Cena, he took advantage of the referee. He was about to use the belt. But then, he was distracted because he was seeing his old self, supposedly. But then eventually he did a low blow, giving the belt back to the referee and did the attitude adjustment. And then after the match, he hit R-Truth with the belt. I didn't hate this match. I didn't hate it. It's just I don't like that Cena looked weak. It just didn't make any sense. But whatever. I mean, hey, it is what it is. That's how we go from here. We then see Jey Uso and Cena meeting up. Jey said that John Cena basically like how fitting would it be that, ending my career as the last real champion, you also lose your title to a YouTuber, and that would be ruining wrestling. Jey said the last time they faced each other, he put him with the top rope. And yeah, that basically what. And then Cena did say he'll be watching, and how Logan Paul would probably take the title from him. Whatever, that's fine. I was kind of thinking, hey, this would lead to probably the ultimate idea of Cena and Jey Uso maybe unifying the titles. Obviously, they always do like sometimes champion versus champion. But I would not mind that, because honestly, do we really need 2 world champions, for crying out loud? On the show, they announced the next Saturday Night Main Event, and also the Evolution pay-per-view that's coming up, which is like... When I saw they announced the Evolution pay-per-view, I already had like a video pre-recorded. I just thought to myself, what are they thinking? Like, do they not remember the last time they did the Evolution pay-per-view, how it was the lowest drawing pay-per-view? And now they're literally doing it again for God knows what reason. Like, give me a freaking break. Damian Priest in the 4th match defeats Drew McIntyre in the steel cage after hitting Drew McIntyre with a concerto. Before the match, they did brawl a little bit, but then they brought a bunch of chairs in the cage. They didn't use the chairs much, which is actually not bad. It would take away the steel cage match. They used the cage a little bit. This match was a fine cage match. It was a fine cage match. I liked the match. We saw McIntyre did Priest's move, but that did not finish him. They used the cage, but then eventually Damian Priest, he did his finisher, but then because he had the chair, he used his advantage, but then because that was not going to be enough, he eventually did the concerto, which ended McIntyre, and he walked out of the cage. We saw Jason Ventura. So Jeff Ventura did commentate during this match. And it was great to see Jesse Ventura, obviously. It was obviously he opened the show. He said, "This match won't end with both men escaping the cage. It's going to end inside the match." And that unfortunately ruined the commentary for Jesse Ventura, because literally they said, we were told, how this match will not end with just either them taking the easy way out. They just ended with literally kind of burying Jesse Ventura's comments. So it's just like, wow, what a way to ruin Jesse Ventura's commentary, So a lot of people did not like the way this match ended. I kind of also didn't like how they kind of ruined Jesse Ventura's commentary, but I don't really hate this. I don't hate it at all, because Priest, rather than ruining McIntyre, I think this is their way of not ruining McIntyre. They didn't want to ruin McIntyre's prestige, because again, unfortunately the guy does lose a lot. So this was a way to kind of make, both men look okay. So it was fine. I didn't hate it. We see a bunch of legends like Jimmy Hart, and Mike Rotunda, Barry Windham, and Tatanka. The main event. We saw Jey Uso defeating Logan Paul after John Cena tried to screw Jey Uso, but was stopped by Cody Rhodes. So Cody Rhodes actually returned tonight, or on the show. I'm recording literally after Saturday Night event. I've had a busy weekend. I'm not going to be able to record a bunch of videos really regularly as I want to. Again, I have also people over for the weekend, for the week, for the holidays and stuff. So Jey Uso, he won against Logan Paul. The match was fine. I just didn't like the false finish. But, like, I didn't like how I did, Jey Uso got hit in the turnbuckle, and then Logan Paul did his move, and he still kicked out. I didn't like that. Cena did show up to try to help Logan Paul, but then Cody Rhodes came out. And, yeah. For the multiple times Cena gets laid out with a crossroads, barely could look any strong against Cody Rhodes. I would rather if they just brawled, or I would rather have why didn't they have Cody Rhodes maybe came out after the Cena match? I would rather prefer that, rather than taking away from this match. It didn't make sense much to me. Also with so Cena came out. I thought the referee was out. Was he still alive? How the referee did not see it? I don't know what happened, but unless the referee got knocked out, I don't know. All I know is that they did some shenanigans where, for some reason, Jey Uso still won the match. I thought the match was over. I thought that would be DQ right there, but whatever. But then after the match, we see Cody Rhodes. We saw Cody Rhodes. He says, "You have ruined wrestling enough. We will see you, me and my compadre. We will see you both at Money in the Bank." And I was like, really? Really? They announced a tag match at Money in the Bank? I don't get this. I'm sorry, I don't get this. You see, back in the day, we would see stuff like this on a Monday Night Raw, on a Friday Night SmackDown. Why are they freaking... And this is the third year in a row that they're literally doing a non-title WWE match, a non-WWE title match on the show. No WWE title on the line for a stupid tag match. What are we doing? What is this obsession that they're literally not having the title on the line for God knows what actually, I take that back. It's not even the third... It's actually the fourth year, because the fourth year, I believe, Roman was not on the show. What is with WWE not doing the world title matches on the pay-per-view anymore? So, what is this logic? Jey Uso is defending his title against Gunther at the Raw after Money in the Bank, but instead a tag match is happening at the pay-per-view? Shouldn't it be the other way around, for crying out loud? Shouldn't they maybe try to do, Cena versus Cody, the big rematch, Money in the Bank? Since they want to try to pretend Money in the Bank is a big 5 now or something, big 6 or whatever, and Jey Uso versus Gunther, and then they could always do a tag match, the Raw after Money in the Bank. What are we doing, for crying out loud? Why are we, what kind of booking is this for WWE? It's and this is the problem when they have too many masters to please. They have to please TKO. I mean, they have to please, Netflix. They have to please, Peacock. They have to please NBC. They have to please USA. This is the problem when they have too many masters to please. They completely don't know what the frick they're doing. I don't know. I mean, I didn't hate the show. I just thought, man, was it too many commercials? It took away, there should be a perfect balance, of matches, of the match time. You see, back in the day when wrestling was good, you didn't have too many commercials to, and you didn't have matches going too long. This is the funny thing, where matches were not too long, but it just, the commercials kept happening or whatever, especially with some of the matches that were long. It's just maybe some of the matches should have not have been that long. You know what I mean? That way the commercials wouldn't have taken away. That's why, the beauty of Vince Russo's writing. But no matter how people want to hate on Vince Russo and Crash TV, it worked out because, let's be honest, commercials do take away the matches. That's why Crash TV was the thing where you only have matches that were certain minutes, and that left everybody being involved in the show. With how many commercials they did, they could have easily have done, honestly, if you think about it, in a 2-hour show, they could have done a bunch of matches. They just have they should have written it properly and written each segment properly. But because people want to see long matches, that's the problem. But again, I didn't hate the show. It wasn't a terrible show, but it certainly wasn't good. I would say it wasn't a great show. It wasn't good. A lot of things that did not make sense happened. You know, it was better than SmackDown. It was better than fucking Monday Night Raw. It just though too many commercials, too many masks, like corporatized garbage, and just a lot of dumb shit that happened that makes no sense. You know what I mean? It wasn't the worst show, but it wasn't great at all. You know, it was just whatever. It was an okay show. It just I don't like how a lot of things just made no sense. Till next time, peace. Yeah, bye. That was Saturday Night Main Event. Definitely on paper, the show was much better than it could have been. I think it kind of failed a little bit on delivering. It was definitely like on paper, the card was kind of decent. Till next time, peace. Yeah, bye. Okay, shows were somewhat. Just man, too many commercials. Holy shit. 11, like 11, like it felt like more than that.